Alrighty, everybody, and welcome to the first episode of my attempt at actually doing something worthwhile with myself. This is Retro Reviews, where I go through and review every Transformer I've gotten my hands on, which is quite a few. I have 4 boxes, all full, and 4 shelves that have no more room. It's going to take a while. But we're going to start small. Today we are going with Cybertron Scout Class Undermine, or as it was known in Japan, Dino Shout, which just sounds so cool. I love that name, Dino Shout. I gotta remember that sort of shit. So, this is Dino Shout. He is a Spinosaurus. I'm just gonna refer to him as Dino Shout the rest of the view, because I don't care about the name Undermine, and I've never seen Cybertron or Galaxy Force. I know nothing about them other than that they're supposed to be a sequel to Armada. Whatever, don't care. Spinosaurus, my second favorite type of dinosaur, right after the Utah Raptor. So, found this guy, had to get my hands on him. I got him at a local store in Eau Claire, Wisconsin called Retro Distortion. If you're in the area, check him out. You never know what you're going to find. He was about $8 at Retro, which was a really, really good price for something that, you know, what am I going to do? Find it online for $5 and then pay $15 of shipping? Probably. I've spent more on less. But anyways, Dino Shout. Kind of 360 here for you folks. He's a Spinosaurus. A no longer accurate Spinosaurus, but a Spinosaurus. And he looks cool. He's got this, what most of the Cybertron Beast toys had. This techno-organic, kind of cyborg-y look. I like it. It's interesting, to say the least. He's got a couple points for articulation in this mode. He's got his arms, which move up and down like that. He's got his jaw, which opens and closes. And his head looks up and down. That looks painful is what that looks like. And then his tail, which is kind of loose in its connection, unfortunately, has multiple, I wouldn't even know what to call those. We'll say hinges, for lack of a better term. And his legs are ridiculously posable. He's done the splits. All the ladies love him. Anyways, that ridiculousness aside, he comes with a Cyberplanet key, which plugs into his spine, his sail, whatever you want to call it, and I turned it the wrong direction. Did I? No, I did not. I cannot see, apparently. Flip. He's got a knife in his head. So we're going to take out the key, and we're going to flip the knife back in after showing it off a little bit more. Not very effective weapon in Dino mode. Doesn't make much sense in Robot mode either, but it makes a lot more sense in Robot mode than Dino mode. So, we're going to stick that back in, and we're going to start transforming him. So, to do that, you're going to remove the tail. Set that off to the side for now. Then you're going to take his head. I find it easier to open his lower jaw a little bit. You're going to take his head. You're going to rip it in half. If you don't have meaty Gorilla Man fingers like myself. There we go. And you have thus revealed his robot mode head. Then you're going to come in, kind of move the hip assembly, and that will become his waist, And while you're at it, you can fold up the arms like that. That snaps into place. Kind of just straighten the legs so they look more human than dinosaur. Oh, excuse my hiccups. And then you're going to take this in the back, and it's just going to, right like that. Then you're going to come in, and with his arms, it gets a little tight, but you're going to fold these back. Then you're going to rotate them up. They can go fairly far, but I prefer to just kind of sit them on a little peg that sits about halfway out. Then you're going to open up the hands. And, you know, for the sake of it, you can even actually go further back like that. And that works just fine, too. Actually, I think I like it a little better that way. Then you're going to just take his arms, put him into position, and there you have him. Dino Shout in robot mode. Yeah. That there is a face not even a mother could love. I'm not sure what that face is supposed to be. He has no real head to speak of in robot mode, I'm afraid. Like, it just... I feel bad for the guy. How does he eat? How does he drink? How does he look and see what's to the side of him? Who knows? Not Dino Shout. Dino Shout knows nothing. Anyways, that's not all though. The legs retain their posability from Dino mode. You know, lovely, lovely legs. Then the arms are on a ball joint. Can go like that. Can circle around, obviously. And then the Dino mode head became his hands in robot mode. And, you know, chomping action, I guess. Anyways, you take his weapon, and on the lower jaw of his Dino mode head, which is now the upper part of his hand, you can peg the weapon into his hand, which is like some weird whip club thing. It's like, I want to say Transmetal Cheetor's tail. Whatever, man, it works, it works. Now, you can still deploy the Cyber Key gimmick, obviously. You just stab him in the back of the head, and now he looks like a rhino, maybe, I guess. Got a giant horn sticking out of the front of his face. I don't know, man. I'm not here for the gimmick. I'm here for the dinosaur. So, overall, you find this guy online for cheap. You find him in a local store. You find him at Savers, Goodwill. And he's, you know, $10 or less. You really want to get your hands on a Spinosaurus and you don't want to shell out the money to get Scorn, go for it. You know, I've got Scorn right next to me here. So I was going to do him at some point. Let's show them off in robot mode next to each other. Just because we can. So here's Scorn in his robot mode next to Dino Shout. You can... They're obviously not meant to be the same character, but they're the only Spinosaurus Transformers out there, so you kind of have to compare them, don't you? Dino Shout... Wow, it makes you really realize how small these deluxes are these days. Dino Shout comes up to about Scorn's shoulder. Not a bad figure. Not a bad figure at all. All in all, Spinosaurus mode, I prefer Scorn. Just in general, I prefer Scorn. Just in general, not just with the Spinosaurus mode. But I've been wanting to get my hands on Dino Shout here for a while. So when I found him, I got him. Overall, on a scale of 10 stars, I'd give him an 8. He's not a bad figure. Not exactly... no, I wouldn't give him an 8. I'd give him a 6.5. He's not a good figure. He's not a bad figure. He doesn't leave that stale, boring taste in your mouth. He's just, he's kind of a forgettable figure. But, all in all, if you can find him, and you desperately want to get your hands on him, he's worth a buy. Go for it. This is Retro Reviews, signing off till next time.